consecutive weeks. So getting ready for going into the teeth of the schedule. I mean, not this week, but really with that game in Boulder. And so that really forms the entry point, I think, for our conversation here at the Voice of College Football. And we will talk about Colorado in a bit, but let's start with this next opponent, Arizona State. And so for folks not following Arizona State too closely, like Arizona State had close to like 10 important players, 5 offensive linemen injured and out going into this past Saturday's game against Fresno State. And then like 8 or 9 more players got injured. The ASU's down to its 4th string quarterback. So Jaden Rashada is definitely not going to play. Trenton Bourget and Drew Pine, the Notre Dame transfer who played against USC last year with Notre Dame, he's hurt. The statuses of Bourget and Pine are uncertain as of right now, but they certainly might not play. If they do play, they're going to be well below 100% physically. So like the odds-on choice right now for ASU as its starting quarterback is 4th stringer. That's 4, Jacob Conover. And so that's why the line is USC minus 34, which is a higher line than either the San Jose State or Stanford games. The San Jose State line was, I believe, 30, and the line for Stanford was 29.5. The Nevada line was 38, but this line of 34 is higher than the home games against San Jose State and Stanford. So what does this mean? It means that USC and the staff get another week to treat, with a preseason game. This is going to be another preseason style game, or at least it should be. I mean, it really should be, because you're going to have these 9 straight weeks of gameplay. You need that tank full when you go to South Bend, and then you have Utah the very next week. The Pac-12 flipping the bird to USC by not putting the Cal game between the Notre Dame game and the Utah game, giving USC a buffer. There is no buffer. So this is another chance. It's one more week that the coaching staff can buy some time and give the young guys, the freshmen, a lot more snap counts so that when you get into mid-October, this team's going to be fresh. So that's the good news, that ASU, this is not going to be a remotely close game. I mean, that's no disrespect to the Sun Devils. When you have like 20 guys total and you have 3 quarterbacks all in the infirmary, like you're not going to put up a fight against anybody. Fresno State dog walked ASU 29-0. ASU barely got over 100 yards passing for the game, 8 turnovers, 5 interceptions. And those 5 interceptions were shared among the 3 quarterbacks who played for the Sun Devils in that game. So this is going to be more, as they said in ancient Rome, the men of Troy of old, nolo contendera, one more. And then, that Colorado big noon Saturday game on the 30th, that might begin to tell us something. But even there, the Travis Hunter injury, that really reshapes the calculus of that particular contest. So just, USC is getting breaks. And I'm not going to say it's good luck, but I'm just saying the developments in terms of injuries for USC opponents are such that this coaching staff is going to be able to continue to rotate guys in and out liberally so that when you get to South Bend, you're going to have a fresh team that's going to be ready for that nasty backloaded schedule. So to me, that's really the big picture story of this past week in college football, that it's setting up for USC to continue to be able to manage players, manage snap counts, so that this roster will be fully physically, mentally, holistically ready for the challenges that await in the back half of the 2023 schedule.
You both know I love to predict the games, like many out there love to predict the games. This looks like fool's gold at 34, but as I often say, when the point spread hovers over 20, once it gets to 3 touchdowns, I've done my math on this in regards to at least my approach to predicting games. Once it gets past 3 touchdowns, you generally don't know who's going to be on the field in the fourth quarter. You don't know the strategy of the 2 coaches, how much they're going to either pour on the throttle or pack it up and try to get on the bus as quickly as possible. And number three, you don't know the incentive of these players. The common thought is that the incentive of the winning team is going to lag, and therefore they're going to give up garbage points, except for at a place like USC and other elites. They raid the bench, and the third teamers are better than the first teamers on the other team. Plus, they have the incentive of being able to play and show what they can do. So maybe they tack on more points. Tim, this has all the makings, and it probably won't turn out like this, but it does have the makings of an epic rout of biblical proportions, like Michigan Rutgers 78-0 7 years ago, or 49 points at halftime against Stanford a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Matt had written. I actually talked about with all the injuries, 2 quarterbacks, and both of them are leg injuries, I guess, which doesn't bode well because their offensive line is terrible. So they will be running for their lives and possibly on one leg. Drew Pine came in that Notre Dame game last year and gave USC a little bit of fits, but the problem is they don't have the talent or the line that Notre Dame had, and they're missing offensive linemen, they're missing defense. I'm looking at it right now, defensive linemen, all questionable, many of them out. So it's gonna be another warm-up session. Hopefully, we'll have Caleb out by halftime because I do actually want to keep him healthy going this stretch, and we're gonna get a lot of guys. Lots of experience and get our stars a lot of rest for the nine game stretch.